I tried everything. I called all the housing, affordable income housing, full. I called different places to live. If I've had an eviction, even if I had $1 million, they wouldn't take me.
Maria Jackson is one of many who was evicted from her home due to the effects of the pandemic. The 79-year-old worked as a massage therapist in Las Vegas, Nevada for nearly 2 decades. But when COVID-19 landed in March 2020, it wiped out her business. She sold her car, applied for food stamps, and dipped into her $1,000 in savings to pay her nearly $1,100 rent on her one-bedroom apartment.
If you were impacted by COVID, you could apply for rental assistance. So I applied. I never heard from them. Months going by. 2 or 3 months went by before I actually spoke to anybody.
She is one of the many Americans being evicted from their homes as earlier pandemic rental protections run out. Filings are running higher than ever seen in the before times in many cities. In several places, it's more than 50% higher, according to the Eviction Lab, which tracks filings in 10 states. Among the hardest hit places, Houston, Las Vegas, Providence, and Minneapolis-St. Paul, where evictions were 55% above average in April. Still, that was down from March, when filings were 106% higher. The latest data mirrors trends that started last year, when the Eviction Lab found landlords filed nearly 970,000 evictions in 2022, an increase of nearly 80% compared to the year before. By December, eviction filings were nearly back to pre-pandemic rates. Pair that with skyrocketing rents, up a little over 5% from a year ago and 30.5% from 2019, according to real estate company Zillow. There also aren't many places to go for those who have been displaced, with the National Low-Income Housing Coalition estimating there's a shortage of 7.3 million affordable units in the country.
So first of all, we need rent stabilization. The other thing we deeply need is eviction reform in this state. We need to address the fact that our evictions process is not friendly to renters.
The federal government and many states issued moratoriums during the pandemic that put evictions on hold, but all but a handful of cities have ended them. There was also $46.5 billion in federal emergency rental assistance that helped tenants pay rent and funded other tenant protections. Much of that has either been spent, and calls for additional resources have largely fallen flat in Congress. While some housing courts are still snagged up with cases due to the pandemic, and they're filling up, ensnaring people like Maria.
Senior citizens and disabled folks living on fixed incomes are significantly impacted by this because their rent goes up, but their checks are not going up. Their vouchers, the Social Security, those are not increasing.
And because of this, more and more people are shacking up together. Jackson now rents a $400 a month room in the home of one of her clients outside of the town where she used to live, paid with the $1,241 she gets from Social Security, a far cry from home. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Stephanie Officer.